if you owned a construction company, heavy highway, and let's say you ran mostly Cat equipment, right? And in walks the door, either like Komatsu or Hitachi, someone like that. And they say, hey, look, dollars to donuts, the equipment we're quoting are equal horsepower, capacity, efficiency, productivity, yada, yada. And they said, except we're going to be way more fuel efficient. We're going to be double or better the warranty. And we're going to reduce your operating costs on your machinery by at least 20%, if not more. Do you take a good hard look at that quote? I don't know. I would think you would have to at least take a good hard look at that quote, because road construction, that's kind of where I grew up in. We did the trucking of road construction, even more fun, but that is a brutal industry. Our bankers always said the only thing more rough and tumble than restaurants is road construction. And road construction companies are kind of like wolf packs in Yellowstone. They have their natural borders. I don't even know how that works, but it does. And they don't really cross over into someone else's territory unless there's a really good reason. However, they're always keeping an eye on that neighbor territory, because if they screw up, they want to be the one to get over there and take it over instead of some outsider coming in and taking over that territory, right? So you really have to mind your P's and Q's on your financials and your productivity and your unit costs and everything that you're doing. The reason I bring this up is, from my perspective, as I'm looking at the Corn Belt here as we get through this season, here comes Fendt. We had a Fendt combine out in the area doing demo days. Claas is making a move, tractors, combines, everything. Versatile, they're making some changes in their dealer network in the area. And what's interesting to me is I'm Gen X, right? So I was born in the 70s, grew up in the 80s. And, the 80s is when I started to pay attention to the world around me. And in my area, we had two choices. You had red or green. Because Alice Chalmers, White, Oliver, Massey, Minneapolis, Moline, you name them, they were already victims of the 80s farm crisis. They were gone. So you were red or green tractor. That's kind of it. And guys would say, gosh, I wish we had the choices like we used to. Well, guess what? Here comes competition into the market. Even Kubota, I don't see a Kubota quad track coming out anytime soon, but if you're 175 horse, do they make it to 200 or lower? They're getting hard after that market. So if you are a farmer and Claas comes in or Fendt comes in and says, hey, 3 tractors, Fendt comes in, says 3 tractors, 1 combine, and 1 sprayer. We're more fuel efficient, we're double the warranty, and we can reduce your machinery costs by 20 to 30%. Or, maybe they're not even trying to be cheaper, just all the other things. Are you going to take a good look at that, or are you going to say, yeah, we've been green since Grandpa, and I got green underwear, and we just ain't even going to bother? That's the cool thing about farming. You can do it any way you want to do it. You don't have to ask permission. You don't have to fill out paperwork and say, this is what I'd like to buy and this is how I want to run. You just do it and you make it work. Are you going to take a look at that? Because these are big companies and they're not stupid. They know what they're going after. And they've got people to answer to be profitable. So to be continued. Again, like I say in all my videos, I can't predict the future. But it sure is going to be fun to watch.